It's not safe to go alone. So take me with you. So I don't think that 30 is old, per se. And there was a time not too long ago that I definitely did. But not right now. Most of my friends are in their 40s, like mid 40s. So I don't consider 30 old at all. I do remember when I was like 22, I had a short but meaningful relationship with a guy who was 31, I think. And I thought he was just old as hell at that point. And when I was 21, I accidentally found myself at someone's 30th birthday party at one of the establishments that I used to frequent back at those times. And I remember thinking like, why am I at this old guy's party? Who are these people? Why am I here? I know a lot of people get told once they hit, honestly, 25 that they're too old to start pursuing their dreams as an actor or a musician. And I don't believe that for a second. You're never too old to pursue your dreams, ever. Fortunately though, I am not one of those people who is desperately chasing fame and desperately trying to cling to their quickly fading youth. Or at least I'd like to think I'm not one of those people. Because realistically, I know I'm never going to be famous. Thank God. And fortunately, I really don't want to be. I have friends who are, or who have been at one point, and they tell me that it's just not worth it. Yeah, it feels good up until a certain point, but then you just want to be done with it. You just want to be normal. You just want to be able to go somewhere without people bothering you. And I'll never know what it's like to have the level of fame that some of my friends and my friends' children have. But I understand the attention because I go to conventions and I get dressed up and I look like this on a daily basis. I understand what it's like having a lot of attention put on you, and I definitely understand what it's like not wanting the attention. I suffer from pretty bad social anxiety. It's getting worse as I'm getting older. I never really considered myself to be an extrovert. I've always been more of an introvert. But I've also been able to fake it really well and be able to go out in public and be on and be the social person that everyone wanted me to be. But it's getting more and more difficult. I had friends over here the other day for Halloween, and just preparing to have them over sent me into like this panicky spiral because I was so scared that they're gonna come over and they're not gonna like me, and that I'm not gonna be able to handle being around people and being able to talk to people, and I was really, really scared. I had invited 3 people over, and they're people who know me and people who like me for me and who understand that I go through a lot of struggles. If there were anyone in the world who wasn't going to judge me, it would have been them. But I was still absolutely terrified that they were going to be coming over. I never have anyone over, and I never leave my house, ever. There was this kid I used to babysit. She had made this all about me chart at school, which could go on a tangent talking about how that's a terrible idea for our youth. It really isn't, because we do need self-esteem and we do need to know in ourselves and love ourselves, but you know, there's a limit. So this chart had all this space for her to fill out. My name is blank, and I go to this school, and my favorite color is this, and some of the things I like are this, and when I grow up, I want to be blank. With the idea that you put, I want to be a doctor, or a lawyer, or a teacher, or some other sort of normal job that people can look at their kids and say, oh, my child aspires to be something great. This girl had put, I want to be famous. Not a famous actor, not a famous dancer, not a famous singer, not a famous biologist, just famous. And her reasoning for why she wanted to be famous was because everyone would know her name. There is something within us that desires and craves attention from everyone else, and desires to be liked and adored and wanted and known. But there's something powerful to being unknown, and being known only to yourself, and known only to those who love you, and known only to whatever deity you subscribe to. One of the YouTubers that I watch, Shoeless Joe, he's a minimalist, he talked about that in one of his videos. If I can find it, I'll put the link in the description. He talked about having heard that from a priest. And I think that's a cool thing just to think about for everyone. I used to be kind of a big deal on Facebook, and I thought I could have been a big deal on YouTube. And I'm definitely not a big deal on Instagram, but I follow a lot of people who are, and there's a side that you see that's public, and there's a side that you never see. And you have to protect that side that's never seen. There's a quote that I heard from Jim Carrey, who was one of my favorite actors when I was a kid. I still have a lot of respect for him as an adult because, I mean, he really didn't protect that private side and he just kind of put it all out there, and you can learn a lot from other people's struggles, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for him for doing that. A lot of funny people deal with a lot of not funny stuff, y'all. Anyway, this quote from him was, "I hope everybody could get rich and famous and will have everything they ever dreamed of, so they will know that that is not the answer." It's not the answer. If that's not the answer, then why am I still here? I asked that little girl if she wanted to be a famous singer or anything, because like her best friend really wanted to be a singer because her mom actually legitimately is a singer and her dad's like a music producer or something, so she's musical family and whatnot. And she was like, well, no, because I can't really sing that well, which I think is a really cool thing for a 9-year-old to admit, because if you've ever seen any of my singing videos, clearly I can't admit it yet.